You can learn some. You can learn some.
Hey, there he is. How we doing?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
That's good. Good. Hey, Stan.
Hey, is it Lambo or is that what do I call you?
You can call me Lambo. My name is Ash, but everybody knows me as Lambo, so they call
Oh,
me Lambo.
so how did you decide that?
Well, it actually stuck with me when I was 12 years old. I always had a picture of a Lamborghini on my wall, and I always told people I was going to own a Lamborghini. And as I was growing up, I learned things very quickly. So people would say, well, you learn everything very fast like a Lamborghini. So the name just stuck.
That's a good
Just
story.
Yes, sir.
It is.
Absolutely.
That's really a good story. Can I see your Lambo?
I don't have it yet. It'll be here next year. It'll be here next year.
You got. Oh,
Uh, I,
so is that a date to it? Is that July or January 1st, 21?
I say by October 2021.
All right, whatever. Hey, look it. Okay, that's what we're here to talk to you about. By the way, we are recording this at this time. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's great.
So tell me to get the Lambo. What's your plans right at this moment? See our goal? Let me show you what we got going. We have a think and grow mindset for freedom lifestyle Facebook page that we are encouraging people to join us and then to contribute and to share ideas so that everybody can think and grow together along with our help to achieve a freedom lifestyle.
Okay. Yes, sir.
George, I know, has been working. We've been working in combination with each other for at least 4 years. We enjoy the collaboration.
So, Lambo, the goal of what we're doing right now today is we're recording a video, okay? And
Uh-huh.
Dan's probably going to do a little bit of editing because he likes to edit things. And we're going to give it to you in a raw MP4 format, and then you can put it on your YouTube channel.
Great.
Okay? So we're going to stand,
Great.
both of us, we're going to just ask you some questions, and we want to lead it towards like mindset so your YouTube followers can get some value, like how did you do A, B, and C, all these kind of things. So those are some questions that Stan and I will ask. But this whole video, we're going to give it to you, okay? And then you can
Okay.
put it on your YouTube page as your video. Because when I watched your, the whole Facebook in your first video, hey, I'm really nervous, blah, blah, maybe you are, maybe you're not, I don't know. But we're giving out a helping hand to a fellow mindset entrepreneur.
Thank you, fellas. I appreciate that.
One of the things that I wanted to, Stan and I actually both wanted to ask you about is I remember you saying something in your previous video, your introduction that I saw, Wesley Virgin.
Yes.
Tell me how did you find him, and were you already you probably already had the Lamborghini on the wall since you were a little kid, and Wesley Virgin just showed up a year or two ago. How did you find him?
Well, it started. Let me backtrack before I actually ran across Wesley. Back when I say about 3 years ago, I was trying to find a house for me and my family to move into, and this is where I started journal writing. Well, I've always written in my journal, but I never understood writing in my journal to do manifestation or to write down my desired goals or dreams or anything. So about 3 years ago, I drew out plans to build me a house because I was looking at the rent and the cost of living, and I was like, well, as much as it costs every month that I would pay, I can actually build a house much cheaper. So I wrote everything down in my journal. my supply list, everything that I thought that I would need, and I built me a house. And probably 3 months after we moved in, 4 months after we moved in, I had a friend that ran across an ad by Wesley, and he brought it to me. And at that time, I was looking at drop shipping and looking at different things to do online. And he brought them to me, and I kind of swept Wesley under the rug. I was like, he's loud. He's,
Yeah,
he's so loud. I said, how do we know that this guy is for real?
yeah.
And something just told me to just look at him, just to actually give him a chance. So I did, and when I decided to take action, it was amazing just to actually watch all of his content on YouTube and to see really what he was talking about. My mind just started to change. Like I didn't realize what I was doing in the past. Like I never understood that the picture of the Lamborghini on my wall or what I wrote in my journal actually puts in my mind my goals and my dreams. I never really understood that. So when Wesley explains it, it actually made it click in my head to where that's what I need to do. This is, the way that I've thought all these years. I need to change that. I need to look at how I say things to myself and to other people, and what do I do on a day-to-day basis in order to help someone's mindset.
So let me ask you a question here, and this is going to be for the people who watch this video, who be for your followers. What can they do? What you learned something from Wesley, you took it into yourself. Now let's give it to the people who are watching this. What can somebody who's watching this right now, what can they do to change their mindset? Something similar to what Wesley did to you. How can we give that to somebody else? What would be step 1, 2, 3, or what can they do?
Well, step 1, I believe, is get very clear on your goals. Get very clear on what it is that you want to accomplish in your life. And when I mean clear, I mean as in you want to know exactly what it is that you want. If it's a car, you want to know the color of the car, how the car smells, everything, every minor detail. You want to be clear on what it is that you want for your life.
Yeah.
That will be, I say, the very first step.
I want to add something in there real quick. You just said the color and then the smell. Those are the 2 of the 5 senses. Yes. And I know that, the senses are, of course, the sight, the smell, the touch, the taste, and the, what's the 5th one there, Stan?
How does it sound? When you get into the car, how does it sound? Do you hear it driving down the road? Wow. Gee, you get in there and you actually, hey, have you driven? Lambo asked me, I got to ask you, have you driven a Lamborghini?
Yes, sir. Yes,
so
sir.
You got in there and you sat there, you say, hey, was it your right color?
The one I actually drove was it was actually orange. I don't really want a loud color car.
Okay. Okay.
I prefer a gunmetal gray, gunmetal gray with red interior. That's the color of the car that I would like.
Right.
Yeah. So Wesley Virgin, you're telling your audience here to be clear. What
Yes.
color, what smell? Okay, then what? How else can they be specific? What's the next thing?
Keep a journal.
All right.
Always keep a journal. Make sure that getting clear is a part of keeping a journal. You want to write down everything that you want from the time that you wake up to the time that you go to sleep. You want your perfect day to be wrote down in a journal. And you want to read it like it's a book, like it's a manual for your life. You want to read that every single day. So a journal is very, very, very important on your mindset because it actually keeps your thought patterns in line, intact, to where you stay focused on your goals, you stay focused on the dreams, and you can execute according to your to-do list in your journal.
Can I add something to you, Lambo?
Yes, you can.
When you're reading the journal, have you ever recorded you reading the journal so that you can watch yourself?
No, Stan, I might have to do that, Stan. Yes,
Because
I might have to do that.
years ago, I recorded what I was doing, and then I watched it, not only enhancing it to get the vision, but then to see yourself as if you are already have.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
now,
sir.
now that was just what look at. Maybe it might work. We're trying to
Yes,
help
sir.
people with their mindset and manifestation.
Yeah, doing the journaling every day and reading it out loud like it's already happening, recording yourself, fantastic. What else can you give us?
Okay. After you get clear and have your journal, then what I would say is start learning, actually reading books on mindset, having different authors such as Dr. Joe Dispenza, read a lot of his books, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. That was one of the books that actually changed a lot of my thinking. Investing in your learning, investing in your education, so you can start to understand how the mind works. So when it comes time to actually make these transitions, because most people don't have a positive or a growth mindset, most people are in a fixed mindset. So I always suggest people to get certain books and start reading them. Read them as manuals, as use those as instruction manuals to increase your knowledge, so your mind can get out of the fixed state and start getting into the growth state.
So,
That's
how
what that's
many years have you been reading books for?
uh
That sounds like a long time.
yeah. uh, Here and there. Okay, so I'm an audiobook guy, right? So
Okay.
what an actual physical book, I just got back started reading physical books. Of course, I read a Bible. That's
Mhm.
probably the main book that I've read constantly. Audio books are great for me because I'm always moving, I'm always active. But the physical books are powerful because it's just something different about reading text and following along with the text. There's something different about that compared to sounds. So when you do both, when you actually have an audio book and let it read to you while you're reading along with the text, that helps me a lot. I don't know if that helps you guys or if that would help any one of our viewers. But if they actually have an audio book and have the physical book, I suggest reading it and letting it follow along, letting the audiobook actually follow along with their reading. That's a very powerful method. To me, it is.
I would agree, absolutely. I think that one of the things is when you're reading, have you ever read out loud? Do you have a family? Have you ever read to somebody out loud an important section?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
then again, it's a sound of your voice. It's the that your voice is doing it, and then you can also hear your own self as well as reading it. So it does get those three senses right there. Yes. Besides, then a lot of times if you're reading it to someone, they might have questions, and then in the instruction of it, you gain an extra amount of in-depth feeling or knowledge of it.
And a lot of times, like if you read, when I read to people that I know, they listen to me talk a lot about mindset and changing how they think. So when I read it to them, it's like the vibration is different, and I've noticed that it's a better vibration if I do it because they personally know me compared to basically an automated machine to do it for them.
Vibration.
Yes,
So yeah, so you believe that there is this transfer of through sound waves?
yes.
How do you think, Lambo, that other people receive that? Stan and I and you, obviously, we believe that the vibration thing because of Joe Dispenza and all that. But how do you think other people? It sounds far fetched, okay? You know, you watch,
It does.
you know, What the Bleep Is This or something like that. And first time through it, second, third time, I had a hard time believing.
Yes. Yes.
How do you think you could get other people to get on board? I mean, if you're reading to them, you could be a preacher, right? But, you know, you want them to absorb it because you're not doing this. You're doing this for the health of everybody, you know, not just yourself. And what's your feeling when you're reading to other people? Do they accept the vibration? Do they say, well, I'm really not sure, but I'm going to listen to you because I trust you?
It goes into, it's a variation. I have some people who they listen because they trust me, and then I have other people who feel that vibration and they feel that frequency that I'm coming from. The people who kind of struggle with understanding what I'm saying, I always like to use an example of taking a grain of sand, or taking sand and pouring it on top of a speaker and using different frequencies to make different patterns. And I tell them, how do you think that these patterns are made if there's no sound? Like when you have sound actually creates things. It actually creates reality. So when I show them, I have a couple of examples on YouTube that I actually show them, and I tell them, I said, okay, high frequency sounds. If you see what does the sand form after you use high frequency sounds, low frequency sounds, so they have a better visual understanding of what it is about frequencies and vibrations. Because most people, especially in my area, most people aren't taught this. You know, we go to school, we get the basic teachings, but when you start getting into the in-depth teachings, or some, you know, a lot of folks say esoteric teachings or mystery teaching, kind of scares people in a way. You know,
Yeah.
it kind of makes them feel like, oh, well, I'm not into that type of stuff. But they don't really understand that this works for anything. You know,
Yes.
it's the more positive you speak to someone, the more positive that you get back. So showing people physically how it works using different visuals always helps me. It always helps.
Good. So I'm gonna give you something here. This is an analogy that I've always used. It's the dog barking at whoever's coming up with the door. A stranger comes, if it's the mailman, you know what's gonna happen, right?
Right.
Because that's
Right.
just but anyways, how does a dog know if someone's friendly or not?
Right.
On the other side of the door as they're walking up, how does the dog know? And it is because of those vibrations that everybody puts out.
Yes. Yes. Indeed. You know, that's a great analogy there. That is a great analogy. I'm gonna use that, George, if you don't
Well, that's
mind.
why I get, please do. I mean, everything you can, there's like an old saying that from Picasso or one of these other guys that, you steal something. If you're going after one person, you're stealing it. But when you go after other people, it's called research. So you can have
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'd like to ask in closing here, if somebody was new, all right,
Mhm.
they're brand new to, let's just throw it on their online marketing, because the three of us are online marketers, and you're
Yes.
probably exposed to other online marketers.
Yes.
What would you advise somebody brand new? What's the first thing they should do, the second thing, and the third thing?
Uh, the first thing is, to me,
Subscribe to your channel, right?
subscribe to my channel for more tips and strategies on how to become an online marketer. But mainly is understanding what is it that you're good at. Niching down, basically. A lot of people, they get into this field, and you know, a lot of folks want to be affiliate marketers and they want to teach people affiliate marketing. Well, that might not be what they're good at. So I always say, whatever it is that you're good at, niche down in that, dig deep, and then find something that fits that. You know, so if it's like if you're an insurance agent and you're great at selling insurance, then you know you don't need to go into real estate trying to sell real estate, because it's not something you're good at. You're not knowledgeable of that. So I always tell people to actually find something that you're knowledgeable in, and expand that. Be the best that you can be at that. Master that. And in online marketing, because we can promote as many products as we want. We can create products, and once you understand the basics of what affiliate marketing is, network marketing, any type of online marketing field, then find your niche and actually master it. Once you master it, then you can go forth and do other things. But find that one thing that you're good at and master that. That's what I suggest people to do, because a lot of folks have scattered minds. They might see this person win at this thing or that person win
Right.
at this thing, and they want to go do that, but they have no knowledge about what it is or what it takes to actually get there. You know, we see results, but never see the struggle.
Right.
So I always suggest that.
Okay. So I want to just kind of give a different angle here for the viewers out there.
Okay.
So they're an expert at insurance sales, okay? And then they master it and niche down, like, okay, they find their niche and all that. And then as you said, you know, then there's the results. But there's something missing in between, which is really the struggle, as you said. And
yes.
I like to call it, it's the experience.
Yes.
Because before you go, let's just say you're learning something new, and I break this down as simple as baking a cake, okay? You can go to the store and buy a box of pre-made cake. It has instructions.
Yes.
And then you can start to whisk it up in a bowl and you put it in the oven. But if it's your first time ever baking a cake, you're not 100% confident it's going to come out right.
Exactly.
Okay? So
yes.
The first one comes out whatever. The second one is always a little bit better. And as you get experience, it's better.
Yes.
Now, when you have a coach, okay, which let's say you're going to bake that same cake, but now you've got a seasoned baker who's been baking for 30 years next to you, all right, that first cake is going to come out a whole lot better than if you were on your own.
Very true.
So
Very true.
When Stan and I'm sure you would agree, and that's why I'm kind of putting this out in here, is when people find what they really love to do, they find their passion, they're good at something, niche down, and then, you know, we know what they want, but there's this bridge from where they're at today to where they want to go. They need to find someone with experience.
Yes.
Experience, because when someone is sitting next to you experienced, you have better belief. And the belief is the mindset. The experience is actually doing, the belief is the mindset of, okay, it's going to work out well. Like if I'm taking flying lessons, or if you're going to take a flying lesson and you're piloting an airplane, I think that your belief of surviving will skyrocket if you have an instructor sitting next to you.
Yes, very true.
Okay?
Very true.
Those are the two analogies I like to use, is baking a cake and a pilot. So you nailed it, Lambo. This was better than I could have imagined. And I think it's because of your mindset, because you started earlier on. And if you believe, and I know Stan does, I do, things happen for a reason.
Yes.
There's a reason the three of us are together.
Yes. The energy.
The energy, the growth, and what individually and as a group, what we could do for other people. Stan, do you have anything else? Then I'm going to let Lambo just close the whole thing out, since this is his show.
Well, I do have one little thing that I'd like to add, is that George did say that you needed to find something you love to do. To me, if you love to do it, because some people may be good at insurance sales, but they may not really love to do it. We have something that's called Passion to Profit. So we have a book that shows people how they can go from finding their passion, where, like you mentioned, Perfect Day, with to go through the Perfect Day scenario, to find what they really love to do, and then, like you say, get to be the best in the world at doing that. To really niche down in there, and I think you really nailed it, Lambo. Yes.
Well, guys, I first of all, I would like to say thank you guys for reaching out to me and us getting together in order to do this Zoom. It's truly been an honor. I really look forward to doing a few more of these, if you guys don't mind. We didn't get to get too deep, but this is a great beginning for those people that really have no idea what this is all about. But I want to leave off by saying this. When we are in online marketing, I always felt like that service, being of service to someone, is far greater than looking for the profit. You know, the sales will come. Sales always will come because money is still spending everywhere. But service, when you help someone or you become a coach to someone, the universe actually pays you back tenfold for that. So I always feel like if whatever anyone decides to do, whether it's insurance or actually digital marketing for any type of product, I always feel like be a service to someone and be sure to give plenty of value, because value it can be bought, but the more free value that you give is priceless. And that's the reason why I've dedicated so much time to actually helping others and not really focus too much on the money. I focus more on seeing someone else win, because the more they win, the more that I win. And that's the greatest thing that I've ever experienced in my life, is to see someone that I've helped make their first $50 or $500 online. It's a different feeling than me making the money. So that's always a positive thing in your life. So be a service, just like you gentlemen. You gentlemen have served me today, and I have served you, I hope. And I really appreciate it. It has been a honor, a real honor.
Stan and I are always done with our video. We're ready to sign off. We always kind of like raise our hand. And that's the cut button. So Simon, we'll keep touch here and we'll get this over to you. Okay.
Yes, sir, George. Thank you. Thank you, and Stan. I appreciate you guys.